Georgia mourns the loss of a legend.
Coach Dooley means so much to this university.
We take a look back on the life and legacy of beloved Bulldogs coach Vince Dooley.
I hope that they'll say that he did a good job and did it and tried to do it in the right way.
As the Georgia Bulldogs prepare to take on Florida this weekend, they're also mourning the loss of Coach Vince Dooley. Good evening. I'm Christine Spiro.
And I'm Eric Perry in for Tom Haynes. Fox 5 sports anchor DJ Shockley is in Jacksonville for that game. We all know that's where Dooley led some of the biggest legendary wins over the Gators. Shock tells us how people are remembering the football icon.
DJ Shockley here outside the Georgia Bulldogs Hotel, and obviously a somber day here in Jacksonville as the news rang all around the country of the passing of Vince Dooley. A lot of people have their insights. I have mine as well. A guy who meant so much to me, meant to a lot of the Bulldog Nation, and we remember for a lot of great things around the country. And I had a chance to talk to a guy who has had a lot of time with Coach Vince Dooley and former quarterback Eric Zier.
You're just in shock because of, listen, Coach Dooley means so much to this university, and more important to that, for everybody that's ever played with him or that has been around the program, to really get to know him and to get to know his family. He is one of the greatest men that I've ever had the privilege of knowing. So when you hear that kind of news, it's heartbreaking. You're in disbelief a little bit. You're in shock, and that's, those are all of my emotions right now. My thoughts and prayers go out to Barbara and to the entire family.
Vince Dooley meant a lot to not just players, coaches, but he also meant a lot to the fans, and the fans have a lot of fond memories about Vince Dooley, not just on the field, but off the field as well.
My first memory, actually, the reason I became a Bulldog fan was after the '76 season. I was watching the Sugar Bowl game where unfortunately we lost up to the Pitt Panthers when they won their last national championship, and he had shaved his head as a promise to the players. I said, man, following his promise to his players, that's a team I'm going to root for. And he hired Suzanne Yaglin and let her have run to the gymnastics. That gave them 10 national championships. It's like, well, I'm sorry, yeah, we may have only had one football national championship, but we didn't win 10 gymnastics championships.
The Dogs will try to get their 8th win tomorrow when they face the Florida Gators at 3:30. Should be a huge monster game. This game always is. Lots of anticipation for it, but the Dogs will also play with heavy hearts down here in Jacksonville, playing for the late great Vince Dooley. From Jacksonville, Florida, DJ Shockley, Fox 5 Sports.
And while most Bulldog fans are down in Florida for the game, it's in Athens where Dooley had some of his most meaningful moments over the years. Fox 5's Christopher King talked to people there who were simply devastated by the loss.
Sanford Stadium. This is where Vince Dooley patrolled the sidelines, and this is where he led those legendary Bulldogs teams. UGA fans are saddened to hear of Coach Dooley's passing.
It's pretty bad for Georgia, for the Georgia nation. We sad to hear.
UGA fans can't believe a football legend is gone.
We're going 1 out of 10, I'll say 10.
For Isaiah Blake, Vince Dooley was synonymous with Georgia football.
He's so important to just Georgia. His name is almost everywhere.
Uncontrollable, comes storming onto the field.
The UGA icon led the team to a national championship in '80, and he won more games than any other coach in school history.
He really just impacted everything, the football program, in a positive way.
Carter Warden says Dooley showed what it meant to be a Bulldog.
He led our team to a national championship. He's great, man. I mean, obviously, the stats and the accolades speak for themselves.
Dooley was more than just a coach with an illustrious career here in Athens. He was beloved.
It's sad that he passed away, but he'll never be forgotten. Great coach, very great coach, maybe one of the best.
Just how beloved was Coach Dooley? Well, the field inside the stadium is named after him. In many ways, it is the house Dooley built. In Athens, Christopher King, Fox 5 News.
Now, Dooley is Georgia's winningest football coach with 201 victories, 6 SEC titles, and the 1980 National Championship.
Yeah, Fox 5 sports anchor Cody Chaffins takes a look at the legendary life and career of Vince Dooley.
Vince Dooley, a University of Georgia legend, was not always a Bulldog. Born and raised in Mobile, Alabama, Dooley played football at Auburn, and after a stint in the Marine Corps, he headed back to the Plains where he started his coaching career. But it was the decision of University of Georgia Athletic Director Joel Eves in late 1963 that would change Dooley's life and the Bulldog Nation for the next 4+ decades. Eves chose an unknown Dooley, the freshman coach at rival Auburn, to take over the head job at UGA.
When you go back and start thinking about things, you think about how in the world I got here in the first place. I was such a young coach, which was kind of miraculous. It was, I think, shocked a lot of Georgia people because they were expecting some name coach.
Success came quickly for Dooley. In his third season, 1966, the Bulldogs won the Southeastern Conference Championship, the first of his 6 SEC titles. Dooley's most successful Bulldog team came in 1980.
This is a team that's just been a gritty bunch, a very cohesive bunch, a fighting bunch, never say die bunch. If I had to take some guys with me to Vietnam or Korea, I'd want those offensive linemen with me, I'll tell you. Those guys, of all the group we've ever had, I'd take them with me.
That Bulldog offensive line, along with freshman running back Herschel Walker, helped Georgia win the national championship in January 1981. Dooley would coach the Bulldog football program through the 1988 season, finishing with a 201, 77, and 10 record, becoming just the 9th coach in NCAA Division I history to reach the 200-win mark. Dooley added the title of UGA Athletic Director starting in 1979, and under his watch, Bulldog teams won 23 national championships across a number of different sports. Dooley retired in 2004 after spending 25 years as head football coach and 25 as athletic director.
But you go through a series of crises to stay at one place this long. So it was great that we were able to do that and raise a family in one place. So it's very satisfying.
Following his retirement, Dooley and his wife Barbara stayed in Athens, and he dove into his passions.
Preliminarily.
One being his garden, and another Civil War history. He wrote books on both topics. UGA honored Dooley with a statue on campus, and in 2019 they named the field at Sanford Stadium after him.
I was happy that it happened, and I thought eventually it might happen. When I came, the stadium was less than 43,000. When I left, it was just less than 93,000. So there were 50,000 seats added during the course of my time here as both football coach and athletic director. I hope that they'll say that he did a good job and tried to do it in the right way.
Vince Dooley, an Auburn Tiger turned damn good dog. Cody Chaffins, Fox 5 News.
Well, this huge loss for Bulldog Nation left many expressing their sadness on social media. Here's how some memorable names are remembering Vince Dooley tonight. Reaction to Vince Dooley's passing was swift on social media. Former UGA players like David Pollock calling it absolutely heartbreaking. He writes on Twitter, "He was one of the kindest people I have ever met. The world was a better place with Vince here, but I know he is in a better place." Benjamin Watson posting a photo of himself with Coach Dooley saying, "He was and is everything that we love about Georgia football." Former quarterback Aaron Murray says, "I just saw Coach Dooley 2 weeks ago. Did not think that would be the last time." He goes on to call him an incredible coach and man. Head coach Kirby Smart, who shared that special embrace with Coach Dooley after the national championship, writes, "Our family is heartbroken by the death of Coach Dooley. He was one of a kind with unmatched love for UGA. He and Barbara embraced my family from day one. He will be missed in our community, university, and in college athletics." Before Dooley was a damn good dog, he was an Auburn Tiger. The Tigers football program tweeting, "In loving memory of Vince Dooley," calling him one of the most iconic figures in the history of the SEC. And one of Coach Dooley's greatest players and now candidate for the U.S. Senate, Herschel Walker, had this to say. "Thank you, Coach Dooley, for being one of the greatest men I have ever known. You mean more to me than you'll ever know." Walker's opponent in the Senate race also remembering the coaching legend. Senator Warnock writing, "I'm saddened to hear about the loss of the legendary Vince Dooley. I'm keeping his family and the entire UGA community in my prayers. Governor Brian Kemp issuing a statement on Coach Dooley's death as well. He says, quote, his character and work ethic not only ensured the Georgia Bulldogs met with success, they also ensured he would be a fixture in the hearts and memories of the entire Dog Nation that we mourn with today.
And of course, tributes will continue to pour in. We will be sure to let you know about any plans for Coach Dooley's Celebration of Life services as soon as we learn about it on our website, fox5atlanta.com. Fox 5 News will be back after a quick break.